he says this is where the healing comes in. I will love you in spite of yourself. You can hear the humor in that. I will love myself in spite of myself, because nothing feels better than self-love, because there's no room for separation, negativity, and limitation. So if you become aware of anything other than love, he says the solution for that is to love. So if you become aware that you are feeling cut off from a feeling of love, turn within to the source of love and connect with the source of all the love in the universe, which is with you and within you. And then allow that to fill you completely. And so I will also just say, this is something that we're not inviting ourselves to look outside of ourselves for. We're inviting ourselves to feel it from within. So good morning, welcome. 1,000 welcomes to you all. And we're going to begin by inviting ourselves to connect with the energy of the evergreen wreath. And so I invite you just to feel your way into the energy of this wreath. The wreath makes visible that we are all part of ongoing, beginningless, endless love. We are all part of ongoing, beginningless, endless life. And so when the rest of the trees have let go of their leaves, the evergreen is still here, reminding us of this ongoingness. And so that same ongoingness is present within the heart, the core of each of us. So we're connecting with that realization. And then we're inviting ourselves to connect with the light of hope. And so as I light the light of hope with great joy, I invite us to breathe the light of hope into our own heart. And so just allow that energy of hope to fill your own heart to overflowing. And that energy of hope is one with the energy of trust, it's energy of faith, it's the energy of confidence. And so you know how you feel. If you have that spark of hope within you, if you have that feeling of trust, that feeling of confidence within you, there's almost like a relaxation of fear. And so anywhere that you have been feeling any fear or anxiety or worry or dread or concern or resistance or stubbornness, just notice that, be honest with yourself, don't deny it, but offer it into the light of hope and let the light of hope transmute it. Let the light of hope transform that energy. So the same energy of doubt can become the energy of trust and faith and confidence. The energy of anxiety can become the energy of relief, the energy of awareness that greater things are coming. So Swami Shankarananda would always say, if you become aware of passing disasters, know improvements are on the way. And so if any awareness of disasters crosses your path, improvements are on the way. And then what's happening is we're living in that energy of faith, hope, trust, and confidence. We're allowing the eternal love of our being to be ever more visible in time and space. I'm going to move over here to start sharing some scriptures. You are fully welcome to keep your gaze on the light of hope and to keep allowing yourself to be boosted and supported and bolstered by this energy of the evergreen wreath. Just knowing how much each of us is loved eternally with beginningless, endless love. How much each of us is supported with beginningless, endless life energy. And then how available this light of hope is right at the core of our own being. So open the heart, allow the light of hope to fill you, and anything other than the light of hope, just offer it into the light of hope. The light of hope will transmute it and transform it. And so stay with the light of hope. I'm standing over here to share some scriptures. This talk today is part of our Embodied Master series, and the title is that self-love heals pain. And both of those phrases are inspired by Swami Shankarananda. So I'm paying tribute to him as an embodied master. He would never have described himself in that way, but I'm very joyfully describing him in that way. And what's really helpful about that is it's a wonderful reminder for each of us. This is a process that the Buddha talks about as well. The Buddha says any energy of unrighteousness, just transform it into righteousness. That's what the process of self-realization is. That's what the process of self-mastery is. That's what the process of enlightenment is. It's very simple. So any energy of unrighteousness in yourself that you become aware of, just offer it to be transformed into the energy of righteousness. And what the Buddha says is that what happens then is light shares itself. The way that the moon lights the world, light shares itself through us. And it's as natural as the moon lighting the world. And so there's this process of transmutation that each of us is invited to enjoy. Have as much fun with it as you can. So if you become aware of any impatience or anger or frustration or selfishness within yourself, notice it and offer it to be transformed into generosity and kindness and courage and encouragement and service and well-being for all beings. And then know that you are engaged in a very sacred process of self-mastery that the Buddha practiced and taught. Swami Shankarananda practiced and taught it as well. And the reason why this is helpful to notice is they both demonstrate this is possible to do in a human body. So it's just a reminder for all of us that each of us is invited to master any energy patterns that we become aware of within ourselves while we're in the body. And that's how we become an embodied master too. And then as we do that, light shares as naturally as the moon shares light with the world. We don't have to make the light. It's already here. So we're not like having to create the light. It's already here. It's the most natural process imaginable. What happens as well is that self-love heals pain along the way. And so I'm not even going to make anyone raise their hands, but if I did ask a question, and the question was something like, raise your hand if you've never known pain. Not a single human on the planet would be able to raise their hand. Right? So let's just acknowledge what that means is if you have known pain, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. And if any other human has known pain, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. And there are solutions. There are ways to heal pain. And so those are some teachings that I'm about to share right now. What Swami Shankarananda says is this: at the core of our being, there's only love. That's what we've forgotten, my friends. And that's when human misery was initiated. Pain was born of a sense of separateness. So for each of us, if we are aware of pain, that means we're inviting ourselves to connect with what is real. We're inviting ourselves to connect with love. We're inviting ourselves to connect with hope, with faith, with trust, with confidence, with that direct knowingness that we each have within ourselves. That eternal love is more real than anything that we have ever experienced in time and space that has been a lesser experience than eternal love. And so each of us at the core of our being has this direct awareness of eternal love. And that's what he's talking about. That's what all of these teachings are talking about. He says, at our core, we are pure love, total, total, total love. We identified with the garments of flesh we took on. We identified with separateness. And so just notice, have I been identifying with my garment of flesh? Have I been identifying with separateness? Have I been identifying anyone else with their garment of flesh? Have I been identifying anyone else with separateness? If so, I can heal that within myself. And I think I'll just share this before I share a scripture reading. He says this is where the healing comes in. I will love you in spite of yourself. You can hear the humor in that. I will love myself in spite of myself, because nothing feels better than self-love, because there's no room for separation, negativity, and limitation. So if you become aware of anything other than love, he says the solution for that is to love. So if you become aware that you are feeling cut off from a feeling of love, turn within to the source of love and connect with the source of all the love in the universe, which is with you and within you. And then allow that to fill you completely. And so I will also just say, this is something that we're not inviting ourselves to look outside of ourselves for. We're inviting ourselves to feel it from within. So if you're looking outside of yourself for it, then it's creating a gap. Then it's back creating this illusion of separateness, if we turn within and we say, how does pure love feel in the core of my being? How does my body feel if I allow a current of pure love to flow through me? It's already here. How does my heart feel if I allow a current of pure love to flow through me? It's already here. How does my mind feel if I allow pure love to flow through me? It's already here. And then what happens is it actually fills us to overflowing. And in our energy field, in our frequency, in our vibration, we don't have to do a thing, but we walk onto the bus. The energy of the bus is going to benefit from this energy of pure love silently, wordlessly. We're not doing a thing. We're just reminding everyone else with no words at all, with no doing, simply by being, that that same energy of pure love is also within them at the core of their being. And so anytime we connect with pure love, it heals separation, negativity, and limitation, not only for ourselves, but for anyone else whose hearts are calling out to heal separation and negativity and limitation. So we never meditate for ourselves alone. We never connect with the energy of that pure love at the core of our being for ourselves alone. It's always a matter of, this is what the Buddha was talking about. It's as natural as the moon sharing light, and the whole world benefits from that light. Every time we choose righteousness, every time we choose to connect with that peaceful, unconditional, pure love. So I would like to read a passage from Isaiah. This is from chapter 40, and it helps us connect with this energy of hope and also this energy of self-transformation. So from the perspective of the yogic teachings, each of us is invited to welcome and be the light of hope. And then eventually we're sort of building light within ourselves so that we're invited to welcome and be the light of Christ, the light of the Anointed One, that energy of total beauty and total healing and total love that's shared through the one known as Jesus. Each of us is invited to be that from within the core of our being. And so Advent is this joyful adventure where we are allowing ourselves to be illumined from within as we connect with these lights. And so this passage from Isaiah helps us connect with this process as well. Welcome. I'm Swami Nityananda. If you are enjoying this talk, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe. We also invite you to subscribe to our free newsletter on Substack, available at the link below this video. Thank you for being the joy that you are. A voice of one calling, in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become level, the rugged places a plain. And the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it together. And so notice this is a process that happens internally. This is a process within ourselves where the wilderness is preparing a way for the Lord. So the wilderness would represent anywhere within yourself where you are feeling struggle, or you are feeling confusion, or you are feeling like thickets or tangles of worry or of old energy. And what this is telling us is that by self-effort and by grace, it is possible to transform that wilderness. It is possible to make straight the way for the Lord. And it is this process that each of us engages in that allows the glory of the Lord to be revealed. And so we're just very joyfully dedicating ourselves to this process. I will also just mention, I'm going to share a biographical detail from Swami Shankarananda's life. So he was actually born 2 months early. He was born at only 7 months. And he said that it was because he was so eager to be here. So for each of us, if you connect with that sense of joy, that sense of eagerness, that sense of it's so much fun to be here. It's absolutely amazing to be here. And so, again, that's just a really useful reminder that from the soul's perspective, this is an incredible journey. It's an incredible divine adventure, being here in time and space. the soul of each one of us was equally eager to be here. Even if we were born at 9 months, we were still equally eager to be here. And so I know in Baltimore, where I'm speaking currently, it's suddenly become very cold. And I know that there's this kind of desire to kind of cuddle up in a blanket and maybe not venture very far outside right now. So if you can, connect with that energy of joy, that energy of venturesomeness, that energy of fun, that energy of playfulness, that energy of delight, that energy of it's amazing to be here. And allow yourself to choose fully to be present right in the midst of your own life. And so this is one of the very great gifts that we can give ourselves. I choose my life. I choose this life. So if you look at pictures of people online, it can sometimes look like other people are having more fun. They're not. There's no limit to how much fun you can have right in your own life. You can't have any fun in anyone else's life. So please, whatever you see that seems to be so fun online, connect with that feeling of fun right where you are, present within your own life. So let go of comparison, let go of competition, let go of any other standard of judgment except connecting with that energy of light within yourself. And I know it sounds so simple, but it's really saying, I choose my life. I choose this life. And I choose to allow all the light that is in the universe to show through me in this particular light, using my talents, using my skill set. And that's what Swami Shankarananda was talking about. I was so eager to be here. I was born at 7 months, right? And so for each of us, he didn't want to live anyone else's life. He got to live his life. And I'm also just going to share briefly, I've shared this in the last few months, but others are always joining us. We always have new friends joining us. This doesn't mean that his human self was pain-free, right? And so that's where we began as well. There's no human on the planet who gets a pain-free journey. And so the question is, how may I connect with love even though I experienced pain? And so I will just mention for Swami Shankarananda very briefly, he was born in 1935 in Berlin. His parents did not align with the Nazis, and so he was separated from them at age 5. For his own safety, they sent him to a boarding school in southern Germany, and age 5 was the last time he saw his parents. And so you can just imagine, looking back, what he said was, I always felt divine love and support. And there was a 5-year-old boy there who was torn away from his parents. And so what he learned to do, and this is demonstration, this is possible for all of us, wherever you feel that you were torn away from love and support, go deeper. Divine love and support are even deeper than that feeling that you have of being torn away from love and support. Divine love and support were even deeper. So he went to a boarding school, and he was at the boarding school from about age 5 to about age 11. When he was 10, he was sitting on top of a hill with a friend looking at the stars, and he saw a falling star, and he said, America, I want to go to America. So at age 11, he was adopted by a Red Cross program. He was adopted by German heritage parents. And so then he was here in this country. And again, never was there any self-pity. Never was there any self-judgment. That cannot have been easy, to be a teenager in a country speaking a new language, and the country you are now in had just been at war with your home country. That cannot have been easy. The only thing he ever said was, I always felt divine love and divine support. So what that means is he went deeper than separation. He went deeper than pain. He went deeper than loss. He went deeper than limitation. And what he found deeper than any human experience he had ever had was divine love and support. And the reason why this is helpful is this is possible for all of us. And so to allow ourselves, we can do it right now, and it's an ongoing process, it's an ongoing practice. But right now, turn within and love yourself so much that you say to yourself, if you're putting it in words, it goes deeper than words, but if you're putting it in words, it goes something like, I honor that my human self had that experience. I'm not denying that my human self had that experience, and I honor whatever feelings my human self has in relation to that experience. And I choose to keep the wisdom that I have gained from that experience. I choose to keep whatever spiritual growth or learning or expansion was made possible by that experience. Keeping that wisdom, that growth, that expansion, I do not have to repeat the pain. Now I'm free to choose something else. Now I'm free to choose eternal love. And I'm free to choose eternal connection. And I'm free to build my life on that which is unchanging. And so that is the basic invitation for all of us. If we become aware that it's really painful to experience those waves of change, go deeper to what can never change. Because eternal love is within you always. Eternal love is unwavering. It is unconditional. I also just want to say that again one more time. There's no self-pity. And there's no self-judgment in this. There is just clarity, and there is just healthy discernment, keeping the wisdom, going deeper than the pain, and then creating new choices, creating a world in which it is possible to live exuberantly the light of hope, live exuberantly that energy of eternal love, and everyone in this room, we're doing it. That's what we're doing. That's why we are here. It is absolutely magnificent. Welcome you all. We're being joined by some young people. Welcome, welcome. And so for each of us, just to continue offering this meditation, I'll invite Cora and Lina to come up to the front. You guys are welcome up front. For each of us, just to continue offering this meditation, anytime we become aware of pain, to love ourselves so much that we go deeper. We go deeper to that unconditional, eternal, unwavering love. And then what happens is we basically live ongoingly in that current of love and ongoingly in that current of connection. So, you are perfect. Welcome, you all. So I'm going to invite the three of you to stand up if you feel comfortable standing up. And if not, I'll invite Nature to stand up. Do you want to stand up too? Next to your mom? Yay. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you all. So I'm inviting everyone to receive blessings as I share blessings. Beloved friends of pure love, in each beautiful body temple resides an immortal soul. The soul is here in this timeline that we call a human life to unfold its light and remember its divinity. All souls are conceived in perfection and born in divinity. I invite everyone to join me in the joyful baptism of this beautiful being in the name of God the Creator, God the Preserver, and God the Perfecter. We connect with the energy of light, water, and incense. We reawaken into the consciousness of divine wisdom, life, and love. In Mark, we learn, they brought young children to Christ that he should touch them, and he took them up in his arms, put his hands upon them, and blessed them. In Mark, we also learn that prior to beginning his work as a teacher, Jesus himself was baptized by John the Baptist. Scholars currently think Jesus was somewhere between age 26 and 29 or 30 when he was baptized. The grace made visible, the heavens opening, and the Spirit descending on him like a dove. In baptism at any age, divine grace and actual spiritual energy bless the one who is being baptized. For everyone here, the sacred energy also radiates and blesses all of us. Netra or Kelsey, you are invited to connect with the divine and to live by God's love. Will you, in fulfillment of divine love, connect with divine love, wisdom, and will all the days of your life? If so, say, I will with God's help.
I will with God's help.
And now I'm addressing the beautiful children who are here in support of their beloved parent. And I was smiling to myself a little because often parents stand in support of their children, but it's also perfect because children teach their parents so much too, for children to stand in support of their parent. So, dear ones, your wonderful parent is here to be baptized at her request. To support your beautiful mom, will you say, in fulfillment of divine love, will you connect with divine love, wisdom, and will all the days of your life? If so, say, I will with God's help. I will with God's help.
I will with God's help.
Yay! This immortal soul is known to us in this life as Netra or Kelsey. O thou, immortal soul, I baptize you in the name of God the Perfecter, God the Creator, God the Preserver. Amen. And I have a couple of prayers to still share, so you all are welcome to stay standing if you like. Doesn't take too long. So to everyone in the community, and this is true whether we are biological parents or whether we are just humans supporting goodness in life, this is a prayer that applies for all of us. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sets the mark upon the path of the infinite and bends you with loving might that the arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as God loves the arrow that flies, God loves also the bow that is stable. To beloved Netra, and this is for everyone receives these blessings, and this is from Yogananda. You came from the temple of infinity to lodge in the shrine of our hearts. Welcome. Learn the highest wisdom during your sojourn with us. Do not gamble with finite desires and earthly pleasures. Offer your pure love as treasure for the enlightenment of all hearts. Make your love the abode for all earth's travelers. Make your life a sanctuary for all traveling souls. Make your wisdom lead souls out of worldly gloom and into cosmic light. Make your prosperity drive poverty away from the doors of others. Make your heart feel all hearts. Make your soul love all souls. Live life fully as an expression of the divine. Wipe away the dust of selfish desires and be the flawless image of spirit. Make your country the whole world. Make your nationality include all humanity. Make your religion the achievement of oneness with God. You are blessed and beloved, precious and cared for beyond measure. And for everyone, you're invited to stand if it's comfortable to stand. If you want to stand in your heart, that's perfect as well. So we're standing in celebration and in support of the light within this beautiful being, these beautiful beings, and within yourself. To support this beloved one and your own pure light, will you, in fulfillment of divine love, connect with divine love, wisdom, and will all the days of your life? If so, say, I will with God's help. Thank God, and God bless us all.